All right, so on Sunday, a few hours leading up to the Super Bowl, it was announced by several renowned NFL reporters that Derek Carr has some interest to return to playing football in 2026. Now, excuse me, many of you already know that the Saints, even though he retired, he's still in the contract with the Saints, and the Saints holds his rights. But also, what is included in Derek Carr's contract is that he has a no trade clause. So what that means is he gets to decide where he wants to go. And what's good for Derek Carr is that there are teams that will be looking for quarterbacks this upcoming season. Quite a few. There's several of them. Right off the top of my head, the Las Vegas Raiders. That could be a spot for him. But he'll be a bridge because Fernando Mendoza, Indiana QB, will most likely be the number one overall pick. He can go to the Raiders. And also, Clint Kubiak, a coach that he has some success with, small sample size, based on how that year turned out. But he's had success with Clint Kubiak and they know each other. So you got to look out for that. Arizona Cardinals, they could be cutting ties with Kyler Murray. The Indianapolis Colts. I think, and I say this about Spencer Rattler as well, that if Rattler ever gets sent somewhere, if they ever decide to move on from Spencer Rattler, I think the best spot for him to have success is the Indianapolis Colts, because that team, at one point, people were talking about that team going to the Super Bowl, because they were the number one seed at one point, and they have everything. They pretty much have what they need for a quarterback to be successful. And if I'm Indianapolis, I would be careful about just handing the reins over to Daniel Jones, because I think you'd be upgraded. We bring in Derek Carr. You got the Indianapolis Colts. The Minnesota Vikings is another good. The Minnesota Vikings is another intriguing destination for Derek Carr. That team has weapons. That team has a good defense. The Pittsburgh Steelers. You're working with Mike McCarthy, who is a quarterback guru. Who's really good at working with quarterbacks. So he will have his options to choose from. It'll be up to him who he decides to waive his no trade clause for. Now, if you ask me, Saints need to get the best offer they can for this guy. Send him on his way. Let him waive his no trade clause. Cut ties. Get your compensation. That's it. Close the door on the Derek Carr era. Well, Derek Carr era is really closed, but already it is closed. But you get the point. But yeah, you need to just get what you can get and move on from Derek Carr. Plain and simple. I'm not surprised by that news that came out on Sunday. I always felt that Derek Carr is going to try to come back this upcoming season. He's with 34 years old, I think, right now. So he could play another 5 years if he can stay healthy. The rules are slanted towards benefiting his position. So he can have some intriguing options to choose from. The Arizona Cardinals, Pittsburgh Steelers, the Minnesota Vikings, the Indianapolis Colts, the Las Vegas Raiders. The New York Jets. Well, that's another spot that could go to. So there will be opportunities for him to start next upcoming season. There will be, So if one of these teams, well, I think most of these teams, if they feel as though Derek Carr is the key ingredient, the missing ingredient to put them over the top and to get into the playoffs, and they feel as though, you know, they give you a third rounder for him, a fourth round pick for him, or maybe a fifth or a fourth round pick, a third round pick. If they overcompensate, give you that type of compensation for Derek Carr, then sign off on it. I don't think it's gonna happen, but we'll see. You know, quarterback, you know, that's a premium position. You know, but I think he's gonna come back next season and play, man. It just matters, you know. It depends on, you know, what team he goes to, and what that team is gonna give the Saints for his services. But there's that. But that's all I have for y'all for right now. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Let me know how you feel. How you feel about Derek Carr coming back to the NFL? And check out Saints360. Saints360.substack.com is my website for where I write all my Saints related content. I'm out. Peace.